Cost of operating labor has also, there are some kind of methods to calculate it. Okay, cost of operating labor, there are, okay, like for the, okay, we need to know the number of operator that we need. Okay, the operating labor, we need to know the number of operating labor that we need in the factory. This is the first thing that we need to find out, how many operating labors we need. So there is a usually equation that we will use to find the number of operating labor. Then let's say how big is the company, how big is the manufacturing, how many process step you have, how many, let's say, pumps, compressor, towers, reactor you have, how many shifts per day you have. This will define the number of operating labor that you need in your factory. Okay, so if I take you to my, let's say, factory, and I show you I have two compressor, 3 reactors, 3 towers, and I work 2 shifts per day, and I ask you how many labor I need. So you need to have an equation, a reference to calculate that, right? So this is the equation that we will use to find the number of labors that we need per shift in a company, in a manufacturing site. So what is this what is this equation? So in this is a number of operators that you need per shift. Okay, so this is P. Okay, okay, number of operator that you need per shift. P is the particulate processing step. Okay, particulate processing step. Let's say it can be, I mean, like, is a if you have a very specific, we have 2 different type of processing step. We have very kind of common or very popular processing steps or processing equipments. We have also some particular processing equipments that they need really some expert or very specific way of operating. What it can be, let's say, a fluidized bed, okay, which is a very particular fluidized bed reactor, which is very particular type of reactor, or a crystallization, okay, crystallization step, okay, crystallization equipment, crystallization equipment. So those are the equipments that are very particular, and we need, we need to consider them separately, I mean, in terms of the number of operators that we need. Okay, and then because like this reactor, this steps, this processing equipment, they need a lot of adjustment, a lot of monitoring, a lot of supervision, right? So that's why we usually need more than, let's say, 1, 2, 3 operators to run them. Let's say for a pump or compressor, they are already in the line. For compressor, the only thing that can change is the flow rate. Okay, that's all. For the heater is only the power. But some specific device equipment, they really need a lot of monitoring. So particulate processing step means this type of equipment, and non-particulate processing step, as it can be compressors, heating, cooling, mixer, even separators, like distillation column, towers, and also some reactors. Some reactors are very simple. It's not like a fluidized bed reactor. They can, like, operate without need of a lot of supervision. Now let's look at this example together. Okay, so here we want to know how we do the how we find the number of operating labor. Okay, number of operating labor that we need per shift. Let's say I have this process. I will ask you how many operator labor I need per shift. Okay, how many operator I need per shift. So You have to go use this equation. You have to see how many particulate steps you have and how many non-particulate steps you have. All right, so you have to prepare such a table. Okay, you have to prepare such a table. So you go one by one. Okay, here please you have to do some correction here. Here we have 7. Okay, this is 7. This is 7 here. So what you will do, you go look at your let's say system, your flow sheet, PFD flow diagram, and you go count the number of equipments that you have. For example, for heat exchanger, this is one heat exchanger, this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is the number of 7 heat exchanger that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one heater here, right? So I go find the number of each of this equipment that I have, and then I list it in such a table, in this table. So I have one compressor, 7 heat exchanger, I have one fire heater, I have 2 pumps, 1 reactor, 1 tower, and 4 vessels. So those are the total number, but which one are particulate, which one are non-particulate? We don't have any kind of particulate. All of them are kind of common, popular, and normal equipment. We don't have fluidized bed or crystallization, things like that. So we don't have any particulate, 0. Non-particulate, so look at this here. This. So compressors, towers, reactors, heater, heat exchanger, they are considered as non-particulate. Okay, pumps and vessels are not here. You can see in this list, pump and vessels are not included. So compressor is non-particulate, heat exchanger they are, heaters they are, pumps they are not, so we don't count them. Reactors they are, towers they are, vessels they are not. Totally how many non-particulate I have? 11 non-particulate processing step. This is the number of non-particulate. Then I have my equation. Particulate step is 0. Non-particulate is 11. Non-particulate step is 11. If you put this equation, you will find the number of then you will find the number of okay, then you will find this is the number of operator per shift. Okay, this is the number of operator per shift. Let's say about we can round it to something like 3, for example. Okay, we can round it to something like 3, but let's keep it like that for now. So the number of operator that you need per shift. But let's say if we consider, okay, number of per each shift you need 3 operator, right? So if we consider that we have in over year, okay, in over year, because in each shift I have 3 operator, right? So I cannot use that. Let's say 3 operator is operator A, B, C in this shift. I cannot use that operator for another shift. Okay, I need new operators. I have 3 operators. Let's say I have 3 shifts per day. Okay, or 2 shifts per day. So then I have to calculate over a year that I have, let's say, 12 months, 4 weeks per each month, and 5 working days per each week. How many total operator I need? Okay, per shift. So the calculation is not complicated, but just look at this. So we consider totally we have 52 weeks per year, but we consider 49 working weeks per year. Okay, and we know that we have 5 days per week. Okay, two days is usually the 2 days is usually the weekend that we don't work. So we have 5 days per week. So each operator works 5 shifts per day per week. 5 days or 5 shifts per week. So totally, how many shifts we need? We need 240. If you multiply this, we will reach to this number, which is 245 shifts per year per operator. So each operator works this much shift. Each operator works this much shift per year. And then how many shifts we have per year? We have totally 365 days per year. Okay, because yes, you know, like why this is important, because each operator, okay, the plants are working 24 hours 7 days per week, right? And why we have to do this calculation, the plants are working 24 hours 7 days per week. They are working all the time. So let's say some operators, they work like today until Friday, then they are off Saturday and Sunday. Another operator, he works from Sunday to Thursday and he is off Friday and Saturday. So it will you know, kind of move from one day to another one for different operators, right? So this is why the plant is working 365 days per year, all the days per year, and each day we have 3 shifts, and totally we have 1095 shifts per year. Okay, so then if you divide this number by this number, you will get 4.5 operators that you need in each shift in over a year. Okay, for that shift you need this much operator, okay, over a year. So for we can say, let's say for each member that we have in the shift team, let's say today is my shift and we are 10 members, over a year for each of this member we need 4.5 person or operator. Hopefully it's you can understand it. So we know that we need this much operator per each shift, and for each shift for each of those operators over a year we need this much operator. So what we have to do, the total operator that we need per shift is, I mean over a year per shift is this much, 2.97 times 4.5, that gives you totally 13.4 that you can round it to 14. Okay, so and we know that the average salary, for example, in the Gulf area is $50,000 per year. Okay, and I need this much operator per year. So totally, how much salary I have to pay? You know, like we use this to find the cost of operator, right? How much money I have to pay? The cost of operating labor is each labor gets this much, each operator gets this much money, and I need totally 14 operator per year in that plant. Okay, so I have to pay this much salary.